Friedrich Nietzsche's God problem. Imagine a man who, on a bright Sunday morning, lights a lantern and runs to the marketplace. He's calling out loudly and hysterically, "I seek God! I seek God!" The man's gone a little cuckoo. So thinks the crowd that's gathered around him, watching with some amusement. Things like this break up the monotony of the day. The man is clearly irate at the laughing crowd. "We are all his murderers," he says. "God is dead. God remains dead, and we have killed him." His rant quietens the crowd, and the man shatters his lantern upon the ground. "I come too early," he says, and some in the crowd agree that it's too early in the morning. This scene appears in aphorism 125 of the Gay Signs, written by Nietzsche in 1882. It is there where the famous "God is dead" line appears, now printed on edgy t-shirts and quoted in video games. Given Nietzsche's famous irony and a tendency to write inscrutable prose, this line should probably not be taken literally. Remember, this is a philosopher who states quite clearly, every deep thinker is more afraid of being understood than of being misunderstood, and he clearly thought of himself as among the greatest of thinkers. As you might imagine, this "God is dead" line was quite the hysterical pronouncement, although it has proved somewhat prescient. As the philosopher Michael Sugru puts it, Nietzsche was like a particularly sensitive seismograph, able to sense tectonic shifts far earlier than anyone else. In this case, he prophesied that the Enlightenment challenged belief in God and would eventually extinguish it. At least in an absolute sense, belief in the Christian God as a repository of knowledge, learning, reality, and truth has been extinguished in the modern world. The old sovereignty of religion has to a great extent been ceded to the domain of science and rationality. Nietzsche did not have a problem with God per se. He probably thought God or gods to be a mere human conjecture. But in general Nietzschean fashion, he wrote too rhetorically for people to pin him down. His real beef was with the kind of morality associated with religion. The slave morality, he calls it, which manifests a conscience. This conscience he despised because it relegates human potential to the lowest common denominator. He called this future degenerate the last man, the antithesis to the Nietzschean overman. He considered the last man to be the greatest danger to the future of human development. Nietzsche's God problem was really a human problem, in a world where humans rule gods. Contrary to popular opinion, he was no nihilist and sought to stem the atavism which would result from the breakdown of belief. Of course, it would be hard to realize this merely by reading the t-shirts of the philosophers at the grocery store. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and put in the comments what topic you'd like to see next.